A new full hour of local news weekdays at 7 on News Channel 5 Plus.
Tonight, check please. A deal is struck to send hundreds of dollars to more than 100 million Americans to stimulate the economy. We'll tell you how much you might get and when. I'm Katie Couric. Also tonight, Barack Obama fires back at Hillary Clinton. A new ad all but calls her a liar.
Hillary Clinton will say anything to get elected.
A new study says taking the pill can reduce a woman's risk of ovarian cancer even years after she stops taking it. And a young girl who receives a liver transplant undergoes a miraculous transformation.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Good evening, everyone. Well, it's not quite a done deal yet, but it looks like many of you will be getting a rebate check from Uncle Sam. In the biggest show of bipartisanship since 9/11, President Bush and the House leadership reached agreement today on an economic stimulus package. If the Senate goes along, individuals earning at least $3,000 would qualify for rebates from $300 to $600. Married couples, $600 to $1,200. And there's an additional $300 for each child. For individuals earning more than $75,000 and couples earning more than $150,000, the amount of the rebates decline according to your income. The highest income earners would get no rebate at all. Anthony Mason is here with more. Anthony?
Katie, it's taken talk of a recession to bring Republicans and Democrats together, wrapping up a rescue package in what seems like record time. But it could actually be a while before that help is on the way.
Hold on, the check's not in the mail yet. 116 million families would get tax rebates under the House plan.
I urge the House and the Senate to enact this economic growth agreement into law as soon as possible.
But even if Congress does act quickly, the IRS will be bogged down in April handling tax returns and probably couldn't begin to process the rebates till early May. Then comes the mailing.
And that process takes 8 to 10 weeks. So
8 to 10 weeks. So now we're talking mid-July.
Until all of the checks are out, yeah.
Will that be quick enough to save the economy from a recession?
There have been a number of further deteriorations in various economic indicators.
Martin Feldstein is the Harvard economist who heads the National Bureau of Economic Research. That's the group that officially declares when recessions begin.
So as far as I'm concerned, they're 6 weeks behind.
The owners of this New Jersey house aren't waiting for a government stimulus package. They're offering their own. Buy the house for $565,000, and they'll throw in this, the lease on a new Mercedes.
They get a brand new house, they get a brand new car, and just life is beautiful.
But the housing market keeps getting uglier. New figures show the median price of a single-family home actually fell last year for the first time since the Great Depression, while sales plummeted 13%, the largest decline in 25 years. So where's the bottom? At year end, some economists say, but a rebound will take longer.
So it's sort of a case of, taking your hand out of the flame. It's still going to hurt a lot, but at least it won't keep burning up.
The stimulus package would pump $150 billion into the economy. No, it may not come in time to keep us out of a recession, but it should speed up any recovery.
But
Katie?
Anthony, might the Senate change this, strengthen it, or even water it down?
Almost definitely. Senate leaders were already saying today they think they can improve the package. That means there's more bargaining ahead. There will be changes, but there will also be a deal because, remember, this is an election year. Nobody wants to be blamed for bringing down the economy.
All right, Anthony Mason. Thanks, Anthony. And more about the stimulus package now. It also includes tax breaks for businesses and a provision that would make it easier for people with risky subprime mortgages to qualify for ones that are government insured. The housing slump has turned many lives and bank accounts upside down, like the family featured by Cynthia Bowers in tonight's Hitting Home.
When Karen Wimbish and her family bought their 3-bedroom home in suburban Los Angeles, the investment felt as safe as houses.
We never intended to go anywhere else.
They felt confident enough to take out a $100,000 home equity loan to add on and make the house wheelchair friendly for their handicapped son.
Never really had any worries until now.
That's because her mortgage jumped from 7 to 9% and her monthly payment went up $1,000. She hoped to get out of the hole by refinancing her mortgage at today's lower rates, only to be told she doesn't qualify. Thanks to the slumping housing market, she now owes more on the house than it's worth.
It's dropped about $100,000 in a year, and it's dropped enough to put us upside down in our loan.
Millions of Americans are facing the same problem. In fact, 2 out of 10 who bought their homes in the last 2 years are already upside down. This map shows the hardest hit areas. Merced, California is the worst. 72% of homeowners there have negative equity. 47% do in Port St. Lucie, Florida. But even though they may not qualify for refinancing, economist Diane Swank urges homeowners to hang on.
The good news is if you can't refinance, that we do have falling interest rates, and you might even see your adjustable rate mortgage adjust down now instead of up.
And she says homeowners have leverage, which Wimbish used when she told her bank to either drop her payment or come get the keys and try their luck selling her house. Cynthia Bowers, CBS News, Chicago.
Now to the presidential campaign. A new poll in South Carolina shows Barack Obama with a 9-point lead over Hillary Clinton 2 days before the Democratic primary there. Native son John Edwards, as you see, is way behind. And the Obama-Clinton feud escalated today. Dean Reynolds is covering the Obama campaign.
On the surface, Barack Obama may have looked like he was enjoying himself.
All right, I'm having too much fun here. I need to do some business.
But that business has his campaign privately seething because much of it involves fighting back against what he calls the Clinton political machine.
If people are making false assertions about our record, then we answer them. Period.
At issue is a Clinton advertisement accusing Obama of various transgressions, including being a big fan of Ronald Reagan and his Republican policies. Today, Obama released a rebuttal that essentially called Clinton a liar.
Hillary Clinton will say anything to get elected.
Obama said it was self-defense.
All I'm concerned about is making sure my record does not get distorted.
The Clinton campaign pulled the ad in question from the airwaves today, but Obama's camp sees it as part of a Clinton strategy which combines distortions with lowball expectations, all the while working as hard as possible to win South Carolina. None harder than the former president, whose attacks on Obama's integrity are drawing headlines, but also drawing attention away from the candidate he favors.
My plan to fix the economy.
Today she unveiled an economic stimulus package, but wound up vying for attention because of the focus on her husband. Clinton's former labor secretary, Robert Reich, described the ex-president's behavior as demeaning to the office and disingenuous.
We're trying to give him an opportunity to speak with all the students first.
And possibly more telling were the staff efforts to limit his contact with the news media today. And it's a sign of what sources tell CBS News is the growing annoyance among supporters of the Clinton who is running with the actions of the Clinton who is not. Katie?
Dean Reynolds. Dean, thank you. Jeff Greenfield is our senior political correspondent. Jeff, I know you can't get inside Bill Clinton's head, but are these spontaneous moments of anger in your view, or is this something that's more calculated?
Until about a day or two, you could have gotten some people to say, whether deliberate or not, this is serving the Clinton campaign well by pushing Barack Obama off his central message that he can transcend the political arguments of the 1990s, that this he said, she said fight is actually disserving him. Now, apart from what you've just heard from Dean, you've had editorials really coming down very hard on the Clintons for distorting Obama's record. Some of his supporters, like Claire McCaskill, the senator from Missouri, and former Senate Majority Leader Tom Daschle, are invoking some very harsh notions of dirty Washington tricks. So the question now, Katie, is if that's the case, what about the Democratic voters who still hold the former president in very high regard? That question will be answered when people actually vote.
Jeff Greenfield in Miami. Jeff, thank you. One last note about the Democrats. The field shrank by 1 today. As Dennis Kucinich put it, he's transiting out. As for the Republicans, a new poll out today says next Tuesday's Florida primary could in fact be a two-man race. And one-time frontrunner Rudy Giuliani is not one of them. Here's tonight's CBS News Campaign 08 Notebook.
Reinvest in the private sector.
Giuliani is betting it all on the first winner-take-all primary of the year. But while he once led by double digits in Florida, It's now John McCain and Mitt Romney battling for first. Giuliani and Mike Huckabee are tied for third.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, a new national poll says McCain could be the GOP's best hope in November. He's ahead of Democrat Barack Obama in a head-to-head race and closer to Hillary Clinton than any other Republican. Mike Huckabee may have Hollywood tough guy Chuck Norris in his corner, but John McCain now has Rambo, Sylvester Stallone.
Look out, Chuck Norris. Sylvester's coming after you. He's coming after you, and he's going to get you. So you better run.
Turning now to medical news, there's dramatic new evidence tonight that the pill can help prevent ovarian cancer. A report in The Lancet says that women taking birth control pills for 15 years cut their chances of developing the cancer in half, and that risk remained low for up to 30 years, even after the women stopped taking the pill. Dr. John LaPook is here with more. And John, this is good news vis-a-vis ovarian cancer, but I've always heard the pill actually increases your risk of breast cancer and cervical cancer. So are women supposed to make a difficult choice here?
Yeah, it's confusing. It turns out that the pill does slightly increase your risk of breast cancer or cervical cancer while you're taking the pill. But here's the thing. Once you stop the pill, 10 years later, that increased risk goes away. On the other hand, with ovarian cancer protection from the pill, that protection lasts 20, 30 years after you stop taking the pill.
So are you saying that women should consider taking the pill specifically to prevent ovarian cancer?
Definitely not saying that yet. We're not there yet, because in any one particular person, it's possible that the risk outweighs the benefit. If you particularly have an increased risk of breast cancer in your family, or an increased risk personally of having a stroke or a blood clot, which can be side effects from the pill.
Especially if you're a smoker, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So in other words, talk to your doctor as always.
Talk to your doctor as always.
Okay. Dr. John LaPook, thank you. For more on the risks and benefits of the pill, you can go to our partner in health coverage, WebMD.com, and simply search birth control pill. There is much more CBS News ahead. Coming up next, baby boom. The number of teenagers having babies is on the rise. Is Hollywood somehow playing a role? And later, an incredible case of stock fraud, $7 billion. How he pulled it off.
At work, I wear black. My old shampoo wasn't working, so I switched.
Selsun Blue, doctor recommended for flakes and itch.
Never wear black without the blue. Selsun Blue.
And try new Selsun Blue Naturals. The difference is clear.
There's a new pulse that can give you a dentist clean feeling. New Pulsar Pro Health from the experts at Oral-B. Soft micropulse bristles pivot and pulse to clean deep between teeth, giving you a dentist clean feeling. Pulsar Pro Health from Oral-B.
These days, it seems like they're trying to protect us from everything. Roll-On protects us from odor. Coffee has a warning label. This is hot. You think we're missing the point? Let's just keep our eye on the big ball. Protect us from the things that matter.
Quality and safety. Both can be yours with $1,000 cash back on a 2007 Santa Fe.
Fed up with snoring? Introducing new Snore Relief Throat Strips from Breathe Right. At night, throat tissues can become dry and vibrate, but new Snore Relief Throat Strips gently lubricate throat tissues to help keep them quiet. They help 2 out of 3 couples sleep more peacefully at night. Breathe better, sleep better with new Wintergreen Snore Relief Throat Strips from Breathe Right.
In college, I wanted to be an architect. But after my father had a heart attack, I devoted my life to studying the heart.
Inventor of the Jarvik artificial heart, Dr. Robert Jarvik.
Now I trust my heart to Lipitor. Adding Lipitor lowers bad cholesterol 39 to 60% when diet and exercise aren't enough. And Lipitor does more. Unlike Crestor, Vytorin, and Zetia, Lipitor is FDA approved to reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke if you have several common risk factors for heart disease.
Ready, Dad?
Yeah. And Lipitor is one of the most researched medicines. I'm glad I take Lipitor as a doctor and a dad. Lipitor is not for everyone, including people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. You need simple blood tests to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor if you're taking other medications or if you have any muscle pain or weakness. This may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Lipitor is one of many treatment options to consider with your doctor. Don't wait. Ask your doctor.
More kids are having kids these days. The government reported this month that the birth rate for teens between 15 and 19 rose 3% in 2006, meaning 20,000 additional births. It was the first increase in 15 years. Meanwhile, the overall abortion rate has fallen to the lowest level in 30 years. These are trends we're also seeing on the big screen, and some are wondering if there's a connection. Here's Ben Tracy.
If you want to know what's on the minds of many teenage girls, just listen.
Is that the same guy that's on Gossip Girl?
But the talk at this suburban Los Angeles high school has shifted from favorite TV shows
Impersonation of Kieran
to what they're seeing on the big screen.
Because I got bored and had sex with you, and
Movies like the Academy Award-nominated Juno, where a wisecracking teenage girl delivers some very serious news.
I'm pregnant.
This moment and the real-life version, 16-year-old Jamie Lynn Spears, a now pregnant teen TV star,
Hi, you looking for me, Zoe Brooks?
are giving birth to a lot of talk about teen pregnancy.
We talk about it a lot.
Elise, Juliana, Zoe, and Tracy are high school seniors.
Younger celebrities doing very mature and adult-like things seems cool.
Well, I think sex in the media has definitely gone up over the years.
In older movies, pregnancy was more than unplanned.
What would you do if you were me?
But recent films such as Knocked Up and Juno, where both women have their babies,
I'm gonna give it up for adoption.
make getting pregnant look like a bump in the road.
Do you worry that there's maybe a message here that an unplanned pregnancy isn't that big of a deal?
I have friends who've joked, Juno made me want to have a baby, but it's joking.
Having an unplanned pregnancy is a big deal, and it shouldn't be, talked about in such a cavalier manner.
While there is debate as to why teenage pregnancies are up and the abortion rate is at its lowest since 1981, the fact remains that 750,000 teenage girls will get pregnant this year. It's unclear whether Hollywood is imitating life or it's the other way around. But some experts who deal with pregnant teens say they're seeing a cultural shift in the way we view teenage pregnancy.
Clearly, the stigma of pregnancy is no longer there. There's still a little bit, but it's not to the extent that it used to be.
Pediatrician Victoria Paterno says the media's glamorization of pregnancy and more supportive families may be behind a shift in attitude, but that doesn't mean their classmates feel the same.
Well, I think there's certainly a great deal more negativity that goes along with being pregnant in high school.
Is your sense that what you're seeing in the movies and on TV doesn't necessarily jive with what would happen in real life?
She gets pregnant and she has the baby and puts it up for adoption, and her life goes back to normal.
We can just pretend that this never happened.
A Hollywood ending that rarely plays out in the high school hallway. Ben Tracy, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And still ahead, an enormous case of stock fraud and the rogue trader behind it.
While you prepare for bed, your mouth must prepare for a battle against germs. Protect your mouth right. With Crest Pro Health at Night, it's the only all-in-one toothpaste that protects against all these areas dentists check most. Crest Pro Health at Night.
Some women get lifts or peels, poked and prodded. Then there are the women who use Regenerist. Not for surgical results, of course, but for eyes that look brighter, lifted, and for skin that looks beautifully regenerated. Olay Regenerist.
Have you heard about Miralax?
It's a different kind of laxative that's kind to your body.
Miralax relieves constipation with no bloating.
No cramping.
And now, no prescription.
Restore your body's natural rhythm with Miralax.
That ought to do it.
Assuming you've done enough for retirement doesn't make much sense either. That's why you should invest with Edward Jones to make sure you're on the right track.
Introducing Payne's newest Vanishing Act.
New Icy Hot Vanishing Scent. Now the power of Icy Hot glides on icy to dull pain, then gets hot to relax it away, and the scent vanishes.
New Icy Hot Vanishing Scent. Make pain and scent a vanishing act.
Hello, may I help you?
Clyde and Keith to see Emmett Smith. Emmett, your stash is trash.
Your beard is weird.
Just for Men Gel.
Gets rid of gray in 5 easy minutes.
His edge is back. He scores! Just for men. Keep your edge.
I found it. One medicine for my seasonal allergies. Veramist nasal spray. I've got the power of one to treat all my nasal symptoms. All my eye symptoms, too. It's true. Veramist is FDA approved to treat seasonal nasal and eye symptoms.
For best results, use once daily. Side effects may include nosebleed or nasal sores. Nasal fungal infection, glaucoma, or cataracts may occur.
And for your first 30 days free, go to Veramist.com. Ask your doctor about Veramist for seasonal allergy symptoms. The power of one.
When we have new Asian garlic shrimp and new fire grilled tequila lime shrimp, not to mention Red Lobster classics like shrimp scampi and hand-breaded shrimp, it's not fair to make you choose just one. So we won't. Right now, pair the two that you like best together, from our new creations to classic favorites. All served with warm Cheddar Bay biscuits and fresh salad. For a short time only at Red Lobster. Come see what's fresh today.
Defense Secretary Robert Gates opened the door today to sending American combat troops into Pakistan. Gates said the Bush administration is willing to send small teams of special ops forces into tribal areas near the Afghan border to fight al-Qaeda and its allies. But that's only if the Pakistani government asks for help, and it hasn't yet. Also oversees what could be the biggest stock fraud ever by a single trader involving billions of dollars. Investigators have traced it to one low-level trader who apparently set up phony transactions to hide the enormous losses he racked up. Richard Roth has more.
The stunning swindle here was in a series of unauthorized transactions no one noticed for more than a year by a trader identified as 31-year-old Jerome Curviel, not one of our stars, as a board member put it. But by the time his rogue trades were discovered and his bosses began undoing them, it was Monday. World markets were in meltdown, and the bank's losses were huge, more than $7 billion.
The first thing is that we are very sorry.
Sorry because while that didn't break the French bank, it's now costing shareholders a fortune in lost profits. 13 years ago, rogue trader Nick Leeson earned prison time and infamy for the bad deals that bankrupted his British bank. That it's happened again, he says, isn't surprising.
They haven't closed down the loopholes. I think when you look at what the banks are trying to do, they focus on making the money. They're not too interested in trying to save it.
The French haven't explained how or why one of their own traders tricked them for more than a year, but the bank says he won't profit. He never received last year's bonus, and they don't expect him to try and claim it now, even if he comes out of hiding. Richard Roth, CBS News, London.
Here at home, Ford offered buyouts and early retirement today to another 54,000 employees, nearly all of its hourly workers. The car maker lost nearly $3 billion last year, but that's far better than it did a year earlier when it lost more than $12 billion. Coming up next, doctors say she's one in $6 billion. What happened after her liver transplant has the medical community in awe.
School kids caught in the middle of a campaign controversy. Did this senator help kids or help herself? We follow the money tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Working in a hospital means lots of hand washing.
And extremely dry skin.
Gold Bond Ultimate Healing Lotion. 7 intensive moisturizers, 3 vitamins, plus healing aloe for healthy skin.
Can your lotion do that?
This stuff really works.
I used to spend way too much time counting and not nearly enough time living.
South Beach Living brings you mouth-watering food that fits your healthy lifestyle, like our protein-packed cereal bars and meal bars. Try living. South Beach Living.
It's a big world, and it's my job to shrink it. I'm a model maker. We shrink buildings, we shrink landscapes. I make it really small. So when my doctor said that my going and going was because of an enlarging prostate, I said, how can we bring it down to size? He said, Avodart. He said, Avodart's different because over time, it actually shrinks the prostate and improves urinary symptoms over the long term. Other medicines don't treat the cause because they don't shrink the prostate.
Avodart is for men only. Women should not take or handle Avodart due to risk of a specific birth defect. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease. Rarely sexual side effects, swelling, or tenderness of the breasts can occur. Only your doctor can determine if your symptoms are from an enlarged prostate and not prostate cancer. So have regular prostate exams. Ask your doctor about Avodart today. It's your growing problem. It's our job to shrink it. Avodart.
No one comes into our house and pushes us around. Whose house is this? Mucus's house!
When mucus huddles in your chest, the congestion doesn't quit.
Whose house? Mucus's house!
That's why there's Mucinex. Mucinex is specially made to break up mucus that causes congestion.
Not now! It's a blowout!
And only Mucinex lasts for 12 hours.
Can we play at your house?
Mucinex in, mucus out.
At night, prepare your mouth for a battle against germs. Protect your mouth right with Crest Pro Health Rinse at night. It kills 99% of germs that cause gingivitis, plaque, and bad breath without the burn of alcohol for a healthier mouth that's cleaner in the morning.
This time of year, my dandruff really shows.
And my old shampoo didn't stop the itch, so I switched.
Selsun Blue, doctor recommended for flakes and itch. Aloe and moisturizers for healthy hair and scalp.
Never wear black without the blue.
Selsun Blue.
Did you know 1 in 2 women will develop bone or breast health issues?
Really? I didn't know that.
One A Day Women's is the only complete multivitamin with more calcium for strong bones, and now more vitamin D, which emerging research suggests may support breast health. One A Day Women's.
Who makes chicken noodle soup as good as your grandma?
I do, because I make it with Swanson broth.
Swanson broth is made with all natural chicken stock and the flavors of garden vegetables and herbs.
My secret is Swanson broth.
For more recipes, visit swansonbroth.com.
A teenager arrested for terrorism. Police say they caught him flying to Nashville with some very big and frightening plans. It's an exclusive next.
Finally tonight, one for the medical books. It began when a young girl went in for a liver transplant. What happened to her is nothing short of amazing. Here's Richard Schlesinger.
What are the odds that any transplant patient could end up like Demi Brennan of Sydney, Australia? They're next to impossible.
I feel like a normal person.
She's 15 now, but 6 years ago she had a liver transplant. Major surgery, but pretty routine. What happened next, some people are calling a miracle.
We didn't believe it. We thought that this was just too strange an occurrence to occur.
Most patients have to take strong medications to prevent their bodies from rejecting donated tissue. But Demi's body is different. It not only accepted the donated liver, it actually adopted the immune system, even the blood type of the donor.
When it first brought by the lab staff to my colleague and said, this girl's blood group's gone from O negative to O positive. You know, first of all, we thought we must have made a mistake, you know.
It's never happened before.
We think she's a 1 in 6 billion kind of a girl.
Somehow she did what doctors have been trying to do ever since they started performing transplants. Get the body to stop trying to reject donated organs.
The holy grail of transplant was achieved, and that's what we were trying to achieve for everybody, but Demi's body had done that herself.
So now doctors will be studying her case to see if they can unlock the secrets of Demi's astonishing achievement.
It's like my second chance at life.
She looks and says she feels just like any other healthy 15-year-old girl. Purple hair, green nails, and feeling in the pink. Richard Schlesinger, CBS News, New York.
And that is the CBS Evening News for tonight. I'm Katie Couric. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, click on CBSNews.com. Brought to you in part by Metamucil. A couple of changes to your daily routine can help manage your cholesterol. Join the Metamucil 30-day difference to see how you can start making changes for a heart-healthy lifestyle. Metamucil.
A teenager arrested at the Nashville airport and charged with terrorism. Metro police say he planned to hijack a plane. Exclusive details on what he had planned.
And new details about the death of an 11-year-old. Police say a 14-year-old shot and killed him. So why could the teen's mother face charges?
And a 17-year-old female pleaded guilty today in the AM/PM Market murders, and her sentence will likely put her in prison for the rest of her life.
Members of the House, there's no fancy way for me to say to you this morning that I'm sorry and thank you.
State Representative Rob Briley asked his colleagues for forgiveness.
And we didn't get out of the 20s this afternoon. Clear skies now at 22 degrees. How low will it go tonight? I've got the latest. Your news begins now.
From your news and information leader, Tennessee's first and only local news in high definition. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening. A teenager faces terrorism charges tonight.
Metro Police arrested him at the Nashville airport.
Investigators say he planned to hijack a commercial airliner. News Channel 5's Nick Barris uncovered this exclusive story. Now, he boarded the plane